Hey, Shalom. Okay. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Okay. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that ruled well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel, people of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian descent, and also through the curses who Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai done scattered around the four corners of the earth, and that are living amongst these heathens, but are Israelites through their father's side. Okay, peace and shalom again. Okay, now this is a lot of this misinformation that's been pushed out, and it comes to no surprise. Look who it's coming through. The Jerusalem Post is Amalek, man. You know, it's those heathens that are in the land right now that are defiling that land. You know, and it's also defiling it with the other heathens as well. And look at this misinformation saying that Ethiopians, Creepiopians, you know, are Jewry. The history of Ethiopian Jewry goes back millennia, for almost 2,000 years. The Beta Israel, and that's a modern day term that they're using for it. The Beta Israel had their own community, even their own kingdom and army in the Simeon mountain regions of Ethiopia. So that's not Israel, man. But anyway, let's get right to it. Just a quick correction here. I shut this idiot down quickly too. I gave him a spiritual beating. You know, I literally gave him a spiritual whipping. You know, couldn't come back with nothing. So it could be an actual heathen. They can't battle, man. You know, the Spirit of the Lord ain't dealing with these people, man. You know, the battle was easy. You know, but just a few. I'm gonna, show you a little bit of information, and then I'll get into some of these precepts to further verify that the Lord's not dealing with heathens. All right. So you can read that on your own. And this is an actual page, but look what the name is. Judah Awakens. Judah Awakens. Didn't have an answer for nothing in the scriptures. Nothing. So let's do this here. Showing you Ethiopia, who they are, who modern day Ethiopians are. Okay? The Bible mentions Ethiopians, also known as Cushites. There you go. It's just straight to the point. Cushites. Now, who is Cush? Okay, going to the scriptures here. I'm not sure if I have it here. Okay. Okay. It's not the one I wanted though, but let's do this here. Just quick information. And let me not fail to mention that amongst these heathens, man, like the example, those Ethiopians, there are some actual Israelites amongst them that don't know the actual, that they're the actual bloodline of the Israelite, though they've been programmed that they're Israelites, whatever. But they're not in they're literally living in that Gentile state of mind. So if you go into how these so-called beta Jews are, their practice is they don't speak the Hebrew, and a whole lot of other heathen customs that will blow your mind. All right, and not to fail to mention, Yahweh Shai said he is Alpha and Omega. That beta, he's not a beta, he's Alpha. Let me get that real quick. Revelation here. Revelation 1 and 8. And 11. Revelation 21 and 6. Revelation 22 and 13. Okay, but Revelation 1 and 18. Behold, 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. And a funny thing about these Creepyopian Jews, that you don't hear any of them teaching the truth. You don't hear any of them. You don't see any of them out there on them highways and the byways. I mean, there are just so many things that's plainly out in the open to show you that these people are not the Israelites of the Bible. You know. So he says, "Behold, I come with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so am I. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, said the Lord, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty." So Alpha, he's the Alpha and Omega, not the Beta, which they push. Beta. You know, you use that word, and it's also it's considered a derogatory term. They're not trying to hear that. You know, where's it at? The Beta Israel, the Beta Israel, which is a derogatory term for them. You know, these are what you call Falasha Jews. You know, false Jews. So let me get back to that. So let me get back. Let me look up what I wanted previously. Let's go to Ham here. You be amongst these people in the real world, man, and there's a clear separation. There's a clear, distinct difference between us and them. And besides, they don't like your presence in the first place. You know, I actually saw an Israelite. I actually met one. She actually pulled up on me, an actual Cushite, but she was a sister. You can tell by the way she talked, the way she carried herself. She was an actual Israelite, an Israelite foreigner. All right, but she actually pulled up on me. And look, check this out. And she was going to park her car, right? And I told her, I'm about to go into this house right here. You know, I was meeting someone, and I'm actually about to go in there. She said, "You going in there?" And you know what? She knew the house I was going in. Her husband was in this house, man. And she's like, You sure you going in there?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going in there." She's like, "Okay, well, take my number," and cause she was planning on meet me at first. She said, "Here, take my number and just call me later." And she left. I go in the crib and I find out that, you know, this bitch actually had a whole husband, man. You know, a pretty old Sade looking Cushite. Looked like Sade, man. Pretty as hell, man. You know, and it's mainly these Jake women that are in that spirit of adultery, man. You know, and it's kind of wild. It just popped in my head. I just remember that. You know, but dude was like, did she look this way? Did she talk this way? Was she driving this? Yep. Yeah, that's my wife. It's like, oh, that's fucked. You know. Anyway, it was, you know, I didn't pursue it no more after that, you know. Again, it was, you know, I'm not in that spirit of adultery. And this is actually why I was in the truth. Okay, so here we go here. I'm trying to find the actual scripture I was looking for. Here we go. Genesis 10:6. And the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. So there you go. The sons of Ham, Cush, specifically Cush. So where am I at? So make no mistake about it. The Bible mentions Ethiopians as known as Cushites multiple times, primarily in the Old Bible. You know, so let's do this as well. See, that's Ham's, that's his lineage, man. And further hammer it in. You know, this is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Ham, not the Negroes. All right, so Ham, you know, he's the progenitor of those nations. So it's a distinct separation. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahushai separated the nations. Okay, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Ethiopians, Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. So, buddy, your daddy is a Hamite. You know, you're Hamites. You're nothing of an Israelite. And again, let me not fail to mention again, but there are some of us scattered amongst those heathens. All right, but overall, um, Cushites aren't part of the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, so you want to, you go to um, you go to Revelation 7. It gives you the list of the Israelites who's going to be saved, starting with the governing body. Okay, the 144,000, the governing body. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Nephilim, I was like a tongue twister, were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. A multitude from the tribulation. Listen, verse 9, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds. This is where the rest of the scattered Israelites came out of, the heathen nations. This does not include heathens or Gentiles, the Gentiles, man, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their heads. That does not include heathens. Those are just Israelite foreigners who were scattered. Remember, we were scattered. When you go to, especially the main one I'm looking for is in Deuteronomy. It's like I can't remember which specific one, but here we go, Deuteronomy 30:3. Then the Lord thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy power hath scattered thee. So this is easy, man. Let me hit another one in it. Let me find another one here. Let me do this. Let me spell it different. Okay. Deuteronomy 4:27. And the Lord Yahweh will scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. So Revelation 7 is telling you that great multitude that was scattered, man, will be delivered from amongst these heathens, man. It does not include the heathens. It's not going to be no, I can't remember the term that was used when we left up out of Israel, but strangers. It's not going to be a stranger or two amongst that. It won't even be an accident. This world, people's crazy, man. All right, so here we go. Back. So let's go to here. And especially when you use this account that I have here in Ezra's 4, that we don't even build with these nations, man. We're not with these nations. They're not a part of us. This is just an example of, we're not with these heathen. They're not with us. Ezra's 4:1. Now, when the adversaries of Judah, and during this Assyrian captivity, the king of Syria. Syria brought in um, um, other nations as well. For example, just like Babylon here, brought in nations from around the world, brought in other heathen nations, brought in other Gentiles, or, he brought them in to serve him. Okay, so when the adversaries, those adversaries were consisted of heathens as well, the other heathens, other nations other than um, 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 other than the Persians. Okay, which to go, and it's kind of, when you watch that movie 300, it's pretty much who this goes into. A guy, with the bald head, and I can't remember his name though. So I can't remember his name. It's right here somewhere. Got to get well acquainted with this again, read over it some more. The more you keep reading, the more you get blessed, man. It's part of it. Anyway, it's here, neither here or there. Someone took my tongue, but it should be right here. It should be right here. Cyrus, king of Persia. But it's not no information I need. It's right here somewhere. I'm not going to spend no time looking for it. Okay, now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the children of the captivity built the temple unto the Lord power of Israel, then they came to Zerubbabel and to the chief of the father and said unto them, let us build with you, for we seek your power. You see that? We seek your power as ye do. And we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Esarhaddon, king of Ashur, which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel, all right, said unto them, ye have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power. And we're building that spiritual house now. We're building that spiritual house right now is being built, which are the men, which are the elect. It's not an actual physical house that's been built. We are that house. Okay. You have nothing to do with us to build an house unto our power. But we ourselves together, we will build unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, power of Israel, as King Cyrus, the king of Persia, hath commanded us. Then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah and troubled them in building. This is what heathens do, man. It's what heathens do. So we're in that same spirit now. So dude pretty much got me making things hard on us. It's a small thing, but it's a spiritual thing where, let me see if I can still have it. Getting you strikes, Hold on, let me see if I have it. I'm not sure if I saved it on here or not. Yeah, I saved it on my phone. I have it right here. Content can't be restored. It's a comment I left for the dude I gave a spiritual ass whooping to with these scriptures and information concerning the same topic, So there you go. So I'm going to close with this last scripture here. Where's my Bible at? Close with this last scripture here. And you can make this, you can go on forever with this. Really, it's just one of those topics you can just go on forever with, But we do what we do, make it short and sweet. And edifying. Lord willing, it is edifying. Okay, so here we go, straight to the point. Psalms 147:19. He showeth his word unto Jacob. Jacob's the forefather of the Israelites, clearly, obviously. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. And like I showed you before, Ham and his sons. Okay? His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. You know, and amongst these heathens, you don't hear the name Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You don't hear it, man. You know, nor did it come up out of them, nor did they start in this knowledge. You know, here in Babylon. You know, so again, let's give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and hope you're edified. Till next time, Lord willing. Shalom.